We're here on episode 2 of Reflections on the Art of Peace, where we're looking at this amazing text called The Art of Peace from the founder of this martial arts known as Aikido, Morihei Ueshiba. And Dorian and I, myself, Kenan, started to look at the various quotes in this book and contemplate them. And the idea was that some of you out there listening will join us in contemplation. So, Dorian, today is day 2, so we're starting on quote number 2. So, if you have any other thoughts, you can say. Otherwise, we can jump into quote number 2.
Awesome, yeah. Wonderful to see you again. You're actually not in the same place as last time. I'm sure other people noticed that. Traveling, which is amazing. So let's take a look at this. All right, this is, as you said, the second quote in this book, as you put into the bio before. All right, here we go. One does not need buildings, money, power, or status to practice the art of peace. Heaven is right where you are standing, and that is the place to train. So I'm gonna try to limit myself because I can see so much in this that I'm just gonna say two things. The first one is the first sentence, and it's getting to the heart of it, is that this is not uniquely available. And I think that's really important, is that everyone has access to it. You don't need to go to a certain place. And I think that's, all throughout this, is that you don't need a sacred place, that the sacred place is already inside you, which means that no matter where you go, you are in the right place to practice the art of peace. And of course, the second half, heaven is right where you are standing. This goes to this idea that heaven, divinity, beauty, we stand at the nexus of all those things already. And so the place we are, it could be no better place than to manifest the art of peace. That's my takeaway in very simple terms. I love this quote, and I practice it every day. In fact, one of the little notes I give people when I'm teaching them breathing exercises, standing, balance, is I often say, and our senseis have said this before, when you're waiting in line for something, when you're just doing something else, when you're just out, when you're just thinking, when you have to wait, because we all have to wait, that is a time to turn your mind. How am I standing? Where's my center? How am I breathing? That's a moment. It doesn't need to be 20 minutes, 30 minutes long. Even 30 seconds of mindfully checking in with yourself and the world around you is a mindfulness practice that we can all do. So that's what I get from it.
Wonderful. Yes, thank you. Yes, that resonated with me, Dorian. And what came to me when I looked at this quote earlier was that the first part, which is about that you don't need buildings and money, power, or status to practice the art of peace, is that it is accessible. You can't make excuses. So I
like that.
Yeah, that angle occurred to me also from. It reminded me of this sort of yogi and athlete named as the Iceman, or Wim Hof, who I don't know if many of you might know him, who created all these world records of exposing himself to extreme temperatures, and has empowered so many other people. And one of his things was his backyard, everything was accessible. So it became a reminder that whatever you need is available. You don't need to necessarily go too far and postpone training. So that came to me, but I loved your take on it, which was different. And then the second part about heaven is right where you are, and that is the place to train. And to me, that makes that there's nothing mundane. This pointing.
Oh yeah.
That the divinity is accessible right there. So it again connects with this idea of not making things either too ordinary or extraordinary somewhere else. So I think there is a lot in there, and coming from someone like Sensei or Morihei Ueshiba, who was a spiritual luminary, you know, maybe we'll get to talk about it another time, but he had a series of spiritual visions, so to speak, in his life that give birth to Aikido. And what I love about his words is that how he brings what is so far the divinity right here. And I think that was, from his writing, that was his living experience. So I like that. I think it's very empowering.
I agree 100%. That idea of bringing it to you, that showing you that it's so easy to pick, it's so easy to find, but impossible to hold, right? It's like, it's right there. And that's why as we talk through these, it's a practice, because you can never actually hold on to it. You can never own the art of peace, so that therefore you can only experience it. And that's what he's talking about. Is like, here is the place to do it. This is where you train. In this life, in this body, in this world, this is where we have the opportunity to train. And so, one of my favorite lyrics is actually from a band Tool, but the lyrics go, twisting, twirling round each new experience. Recognize this as a holy gift and celebrate this chance to be alive and breathing. And that reminds me of this idea that if you look really closely at where we are and how we're existing on this unique world is that we've found in the cosmos, we have it. That is the gift, and the experience we have is how we honor that gift, how we engage with it, how we incorporate it into ourselves. And I think Morihei Ueshiba knew this. He felt it. He lived it. And that's what I get from his writings and from our practice of Aikido.
Yeah, I like that. Another sort of related thing that comes to mind is that what you indicated is our breath and the sky and the earth and the privilege to use our body and all these things are in fact the substance of life, and everything else is an accessory. And we get caught up in life, and then the accessories, which are all external, become primary. And I feel the empowerment is that when we can get to celebrate and take joy in what we already have, which is our life. I think you just said that. So from there we have this fullness to train anywhere, any place, and as you said, that's a practice, because most of us, I think, keep forgetting it, and that's the journey.
Yeah, forgetting, remembering. Yeah, well, this was truly wonderful to talk with you again. I love your views, because they weren't the same as mine, and that's the thing I love to see when I'm looking at these kind of writings, is not who's exactly the same as me, which can feel good, but really to learn from the things that are different.
Yes, absolutely. And it was lovely to connect with you, Dorian, and look forward to the next quote. And a request to the audience that if you are contemplating this with us, in the show notes there is a link to a collection of these quotes, or you could get the book, and feel free to contemplate it with us and let us know what you think. Thank you.
Please engage. We love it. It's all about engagement. I mean, on a real level, and that's why we're doing this face to face, on a camera, but face to face. So
yes. Okay, sounds good. I will see you on the episode 3.
Episode 3, here we come.